I'm Elizabeth Newsom and welcome to my BookTube channel. So today I'm doing a character book tag designed by Maria Muses. Question number 1, who is the best kick-butt character? And to answer these, I'm going to use a lot of the books that I've read previously just because they're fresh on my mind. So to answer this question, I'd have to use Deanna from the Duel of Fire series by Jordan Rivet. Deanna is like this super tough, super intense duelist who will do whatever she needs to protect the people she loves. And I found her character really relatable because I get really passionate and intense about the things that I love. Number 2, which character do you most dislike? So there are a lot of characters that I'm not a huge fan of, but generally that's because they kind of have this character arc thing. Like for example, with Hagen from the Abiassa's Fire trilogy, he went through a period where he was still developing, so he was kind of annoying at that point. And I had the same issue with Fear from Ending Fear by Deanna Fugett. But that's more of a character arc thing. There is one character in a story I recently read that I never got around to liking, and that would be Jackson from the Spies and Saddle series. So Jackson is just this stereotypical, obnoxious teenage guy who's kind of condescending in how he treats people, and I just never got around to liking him. 3, if you could date any fictional character, who would it be and why? So my very first idea for this question was actually Boba Fett, but then I thought about it and I'm like, you know, he's a cool guy, but I'm not sure I'd actually want to date a bounty hunter. And actually, most of the guys I like reading about, I probably wouldn't date because a lot of the characters in books are really fiery and determined and stubborn and they clash a lot. So that's a lot of fun to read about in fiction, but I have a feeling it wouldn't work out that well for a real life romance. So one of the characters that I'd probably date in real life would have to be Caleb from A Spy in the Silver Palace. So he's like a noble, but in general he's just really humble and gracious, and he's not over the top or super flirty or a rogue like most love interests are. And he's just really sweet, and he has this great sense of humor, and he's loyal, and he tries to do the right thing no matter what. So yeah, I'd date him. 4, if you could change a character in any way, what would it be? For this, I would have to choose Prince Hagen from the Abiassa's Fire trilogy, specifically in the second book, just because he was really, really insecure about himself, so I would give him a boost of confidence, just because at that point in the story he was a little annoying and it was kind of hard to regard him as the hero. But he does develop out of that later on. 5. What character to you made all the wrong choices that didn't add anything to a book? I could think of a lot of characters that did stupid things, but generally it added something to the book. Like either it showed how they developed over time, it helped them grow, or it added extra tension to the story. 6. Which character was the best villain whom you love to hate? So there's this one villain, and I'm not going to say who it is because it'd be a spoiler, but he's this evil relative character who chops people's limbs off and harvests them for potions and stuff. So he's really creepy, but at the same time, I think he's pretty well done because he's not completely unrelatable. He still tries to take care of the people he loves, although he kind of stops doing that if they get in the way of his goals. 7. Favorite sidekick character with the most heart? This would have to be Vine Siltine from the Duel of Fire series by Jordan Rivet. So in the first book, when she comes in, she's one of the duelists, and she's super glamorous and pretty and stuff. And she literally has people come in with trumpets before her so she can make this grand entrance. And she's pretty obnoxious. But later in the story, it turns out she's a lot more compassionate and thoughtful, and even calculating in some ways. So not only was she a very three-dimensional sidekick character, but she's also really loyal to her friends, even when it looks like she's siding with the bad guys. 8. What is your favorite fictional romantic relationship? I'd probably have to go with Tilly and Astadia from Abiassa's Fire. So Tilly is this prince from a foreign country, and Astadia is an assassin. And you guys know how I feel about assassins. Assassins plus romance. So Prince Tilly is really intense and responsible, and he's a super good fighter, but at the same time he can also be a terrible tease. And since Astadia is an assassin, she kind of has this really rough and tough exterior, but she has enough vulnerability about her to make her believable. 9. Which character did you think was the strongest? For this, I'd probably go with Jane Eyre, just because she's so principled and she sticks with her principles even when it's the last thing she really wants to do, but she recognizes that she needs to do that just because that's the kind of person she wants to be. And she just pursues the right thing no matter what she personally desires. And I just wish I had more of that. 10. Best protagonist. So I really don't like these questions when it says like best or favorite, because how do you pick just one? But a protagonist I really liked that I found really inspiring and courageous, but also super, super relatable would be Parvin from the Out of Time series. So Parvin starts off trying to do the right thing, but sometimes she just gets scared and insecure and she messes up. But it's in a way that it's not really annoying, it's just super relatable, and I know that if I were in her situation, I would have made the exact same mistakes. And then her development over time is just so smooth and believable, and the growth of her character is something I really aspire to. And then 11. Who do you tag? Sorry to spam you with book tags, Sarah, but I'm tagging you. And I'll link her channel down below. It's called the Sarah Fugett Diaries. Well, there's the book tag. If you guys enjoyed the video, I hope you'll like and subscribe, or at least leave me a comment. And I make 2 bookish videos a week, either with book reviews or book tags or something bookish related. So if you like those things, make sure to check out my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.